favor to the community of Roseman and to Roseman Community Service District.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, public comments. At this time, any person may address the board on any subject within the district's jurisdiction which is not on the agenda. However, any non-agenda matter will be referred to staff for a report or action at a subsequent board meeting, and no action can be taken on any such item discussed unless the action has been authorized under the government code. Any person may also address the board on any agenda matter at the time that matter is discussed prior to board consideration and action. Speakers are requested to limit their comments to 3 minutes. Any public comments? Okay, voluntary public roll call via teleconference. If any member of the public on the teleconference video conference wishes to identify themselves as present for this meeting, please do so for the record in minutes. Okay, P1, at this time, I'm going to give the floor to our Assistant General Manager, Ben Stewart.
Good evening, board and guests. I would like to welcome Scouting American Troops 41. We are going to be giving them the Northern flag that we retired / replaced a meeting ago. And they will do it. They will retire it at their next captain trip and do it in the honor that the United States require. So at this time, if I can get probably the Scoutmaster, Chief Bedford, hello.
Hold on. Why don't you the board?
Yeah, the board too.
The board? Okay.
Come on down.
Robert, we do it right here then.
Yeah, exactly.
Come on. Hey, GM, Assistant GM. Sir, mind you over here. You guys want to come in the front?
No, this time you have like guys all kind of wrapped around.
Sure. Sir, yes, please. Stay forward now. Stay forward. What is this?
Present that to our SPL, the current highest ranking scout climber troop. We're going to be presenting it here.
I got it. You see the back of someone's head? I can't see it. Hey, that's it. In here. Right? Thank you, everybody. All right.
Was that the old man's room?
It was.
It's been a long day.
All right, thank you. Hey, right quick, I just want to acknowledge in attendance Scoutmaster Cade DeVere. Scout leaders Todd McKinney and Jesse Taylor. Scouts Elliot McKinney and Gavin Taylor. Who did I miss? Devon. What's your last name, Devon?
BC.
All right. Thank you for coming out tonight. Scoutmaster, just a quick word?
You got anything for you?
Right there at the,
What you want to
yeah.
talk about?
Just want to talk about the program a little bit?
Awesome. So Troop 41 out of Roseland, California is one of the oldest operating Boy Scout troops in the country. I believe it's one of the top 20 in the state, last I checked, somewhere in there. It's been a little while. We've operated following the best principles of national program, as far as I'm aware, for the entirety of that time period. I am a relatively recent addition and has the Scoutmaster of the troop, but I've been with the troop since I was 12 years old. I'm on, give or take, year 13 or 14 of scouting. We've had in that time, at a minimum, 70, 80 plus scouts come through, with a couple of them receiving the award of Eagle, which I wear proudly.
All right.
My friend Juan wears proudly, and hopefully soon our scouts will as well. The aims of the program are to make better citizens for tomorrow, make good human beings, and take good human beings and make them powerful and useful members of their society and of their city and just of the world. Any questions?
No, just that comment, thank you for your commitment. My son was a Boy Scout many years ago, and it's not simple to hurt that many guys running around, but thank you for the commitment and thank you for the effort. Thank you guys for wanting to be there and get it done for us. Appreciate it.
How long have you been a Boy Scout, did you say?
I've been in scouting since I was 12 years old. I'm going on 13 years of scouting.
So you're 25.
Yes, sir. I believe I'm the youngest scoutmaster in the valley.
I was gonna ask if you knew somebody, because somebody that was a troop, but he's no longer with us. Richard Ott? John Ott?
One more time?
Richard or John Ott?
I don't believe I recognize the name.
No, you,
Benjamin?
John and I are Richard Oppenheimer over at Scouts Good.
rest in peace. I just, you remind me of it. Thank you.
I was in Troop 41 I was in Pack 41 from the age of 7 to 11, and I joined Troop 41 from 11 to 18.
All right.
Thanks for sharing that, man.
I think we may have another former scout member over here to my left.
It existed in the 50s.
Those are Romans, Byron, nobody jumped over Romans.
And I never came close to an Eagle Scout. Most of what we did was just camping.
The trick is, that's most of it.
Hey folks, if you don't know, Byron has been here since water was found in Roseland. He's been through all the good, the bad, and everything. Byron went in the face.
Yeah, it was around in the 50s. I was in the 50s. But yeah.
Scouting or water?
Pretty good.
Yeah, trouble.
You joke with Byron that he's not older than Gert, but he was here when they brought it in.
There you go.
I heard there were less import restrictions back then.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you guys for your time and for having us open for you. It's always a pleasure when Scouts get to participate in wider government and get to participate in the community. We much appreciate it, and we'll be departing for our regularly scheduled meeting, 7 o'clock p.m. Wednesdays. If anybody is interested in joining Scouting or has children that are interested in joining Scouting, click 41 Rosemont on Google. We meet every Wednesday. Other than summer camp, where Scouts just provide back from, and late December because everybody deserves it all day.
The patches are badass. I'm looking at the patches are badass.
Thank you. It's a brand new uniform. This is actually its first day out in the wild. It's missing a patch or two.
I was trying to back this scarf and what they look good, you guys.
Wow. I should have swapped out actually. We have our more patriotic series for the Order of the Arrow right now as well.
You guys look nice.
It's our lodge icon. Sammy the Shark is a small great white shark wearing a red, white, blue top hat for American 250. But again, thank you for letting us be here and be part of this event with you guys. We're going to go back to our regularly scheduled events. And
All right.
have a good day.
All right, thank you. Yeah, just want to comment, I think what the Scouts are doing is outstanding. I grew up as a Scout. It taught me teamwork. Some of the things you mentioned in your mission statement, but it's a really good program, and you guys keep up the good work.
Thank you.
All right, any other comments?
I I just want to say, since you guys came and visited us, we'd like to come visit you sometime. I know there's a merit badge that needs an elected official to come explain how they got elected. So when you guys are ready to do that, please reach out and we will make sure that one of our esteemed board members or myself will take you through the visit and explain this stuff. Thank you.
Mr. Jim, Assistant Jim,
Yes, sir.
elected, and you can elect the guy.
I can be an escort.
Thank you guys for being here.
Yeah, thank you so much, appreciate it. Okay, moving on, consent calendar, CC1 through CC4, that would be the cash balance for June 2026. CC2 is the reserve balances for June 2026. CC3, fourth quarter treasurer's report. And CC4 is a review of the check voucher register dated June 30th, 2026 through July 13th, 2026. Payroll direct deposit dated July 1st, 2026. Payroll checks dated July 1st, 2026. Motion to approve consent calendars CC1 through CC4.
Motion approved, sir.
Motion by Director Webb, second by Director Hernandez. Any discussion about this? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Okay. Moving on to minutes, M1 and M2, that's approved July 6, 2026 ad hoc emergency preparedness meeting minutes, as well as approving July 8, 2026 regular board meeting minutes. Motion to approve M1 and M2.
So moved.
Motion by Vice President Wood,
I'll second.
second by Director Hernandez. Any discussion?
I just like to make a comment about the ad hoc. This is directed at staff. Very good presentation. We had I guess this emergency prep is taking on all its own life. And that was a good presentation you guys gave to us. So thank you, you and the staff. I know some of that's required of us, but the way it was presented to us, I think was spot on. Thank you very much. You're welcome. That's all I have, sir.
Okay, all in favor? Aye. All opposed? Okay, 5-0. Okay, new business. Approved landscape contract with Desert Haven. The presenter is our Assistant General Manager, Ben Stewart.
Good evening, board. So one of the things that when I started here 7 months ago is I met with every staff member and I asked them several questions. One of the questions I asked is, what could we do to better the district? Several answers I heard is, we used to have a landscaper that would come and maintain the grounds. So I went out, I solicited bids, and then I found out one of the people that I solicited a bid from was actually the ones that used to do it before COVID. So, or during COVID. So I reached out to them, and they won the bid. They were the lowest bid. So before you tonight is Harvey Terry from Desert Haven. He's here to talk about the program. We have some pictures we provided that we'll show on the slideshow. And if you have any questions for him, he's happy to answer.
All right.
How's everybody going?
Good, good.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good, I'm good. I want to thank Assistant GM, Mr. Ben Stewart, for having me tonight. You know, I like Rosewood. I work at Edwards Air Force Base, and I do everything locally. If you guys go out on base right now, you may see the big construction at the Southgate entry. I get all the material locally. If it's not from Big Iron, it's MRC. So I like Rosewood, and I like supporting local business. So I just want to say good evening to everyone, and thank you for having me with this opportunity to speak to you. My name is Harvey Terry. I represent Desert Haven Enterprises, and I'm here today to introduce who we are, what we do, and why I believe Desert Haven will be an excellent partner for landscaping for the Rosewood Community Service Center. Desert Haven is a nonprofit dedicated to providing meaningful employment opportunities for adults with developmental disabilities. I love these guys, and these guys are the hardest workers you could ever meet. I promise you. For many years, we successfully delivered professional ground maintenance, custodial, and facility support throughout the Alamo Valley, Edwards Air Force Base, NASA, Plant 42. and many other properties all through Lancaster and Conway. Our mission is simple. We provide quality work while creating meaningful employment opportunities that build confidence, independence, and purpose. When you hire Desert Haven, you're receiving much more than a landscaping service. You're partnering with an organization that invests back into local community, creates employment opportunities for adults with disabilities, develops job skills and independence, provides professional supervision and quality control, delivers dependable, consistent service. Every contract we earn directly creates opportunities for individuals who are eager to work and take pride in their accomplishments. It could be 108 degrees, and the guys will jump out the van and they'll rush to pick up a burlap full of debris. They'll fight for it. And then you got guys making $40, $50 an hour and other organizations that would just drive right past it. It's incredible to see these guys work at it. Our crews work under experienced supervisors to ensure safety and accountability. Anyone could cut grass. But what makes Desert Haven different is the purpose behind the service we provide. Every completed landscape project represents someone learning valuable job skills, someone gaining confidence, someone earning a paycheck, someone becoming more independent. The landscape is great, but the impact goes far beyond the property. By selecting Desert Haven, you will receive reliable monthly service, professional supervision, local crews familiar with Antelope Valley, and a non-partner invested in the community. The opportunity to support employment for adults with disabilities is unmatched. So I look forward to working with you, and I know we are still working that out, but I really feel confident that we could bring a good service to your facility, and I appreciate you guys for having the time.
All right.
Any questions?
Well, I've got a question for our general manager. You know, with an organization that's a nonprofit that is giving back to the community in this way and also employ those with disabilities and giving them an opportunity, would it be, I mean, the rest of the board would have to agree that could we allow them to put a sign up on the work that they do here, work performed by Desert Haven, to kind of give a shout out to them to where the community knows what they're doing?
That's a good question. We do have some strict policies as it relates to signage and things like that, but let me do some investigation on that. Is that something that would be helpful to you if we put a sign up and say this property is being maintained by Desert Haven?
I'm fine with it.
Sir, can I make a suggestion on that, sir? Because I think I just look at the initial
I
coming
mean, at
up.
a minimum, we could do our website.
I was gonna say the website because we're just talking about the performance. This look is dedicated to them because you put a sign out there that everyone that we do business with, they're getting preferential treatment. But we put it on the website, like a picture, this is how we started, this is how we're looking as a result of them. We're just complimenting them on the work they do.
Let us just investigate that a little bit and then work with Desert Haven and see what we can do. We'll bring it back to you, but you're gonna take it.
Okay.
Sir, you caught me when you first just came out and said, you're from Lancaster, you're from here, you love keeping business local, and then bam, I go to Big Iron, my cousin owns Big Iron.
What's his name?
Angel.
Angel. I just met Ron. I just bought.
I was
I want to say 20 some tons of DG from Angel.
I was in Ron's wedding.
Nice.
Great dude.
Yeah.
Probably one of the best dudes I know.
Yeah. Biggest heart.
Yeah. Dude.
Incredible guy.
So Angel, Ron, and then what you said, I'm like, oh man.
Yeah.
What you're doing, love it.
Thank you.
Love it.
Appreciate that.
All right, let's get a quick motion, and then we can continue this discussion. Motion to approve landscape contract with Desert Haven.
I'll approve it.
Motion by Director Hernandez,
I'll second.
second by Vice President Wood. Okay, discussion, Director Glennon.
We have had that in the past. I can't remember when it was, but I know we had in the past.
I think you mentioned it.
They were here. And I recall there were no significant complaints at all. I don't know how far past that was. I think.
It's probably somewhere over 5 years ago, somewhere close to that, I think. And that's what happens. I was soliciting, looking for bids for people to come in, and I already talked to Harvey, and then when I said to one of the girls in the back, I said, hey, yeah, I'm actually gonna have Desert Haven in and this. Oh, we used to use them. They did a great job. Just like you said, they get out of the van and they want to work. They look back at the job they're doing and they're proud of it as much as we are. It's amazing. And you know, and that's one thing is we did a walk around with Tom Jenkins. He's our building grounds guy here on site who does that and the fleet. And I looked at him and I said, you know, Tom, what do you need help with? And that was the first thing Harvey said back to me. We're here to support Tom. We're here to do the stuff that he needs to help with. And that's spoke volumes. You know, Harvey could have came and said, we'll do it all. We'll take this. No, he goes, we're here to do what he needs help with. And that's pretty high.
All right. Hey, I just want to piggyback on what Director Hernandez said. That's great, you're local. That really caught my attention. You mentioned shopping at Carl's Hardware. It all stays kind of local. That's great. Any other comments?
I just have to make one. My nephew has autism, and you know, fortunately for him, my sister and her husband can take care of their kid for life. But what I like to teach these kids is skill, because what folks don't realize is that if you can't be simple, you can't be big. Landscape is kind of simple in the concept of it, but the fact that you're teaching them something that they could go down the road if they have to move out in this community and do the simple part of it, that brings in net worth. And we don't think about that a lot of times. So we see people that are challenged. It's that person. It's not that person. That's somebody's brother's nephew or whatnot. The fact that you create that energy, that excitement, and support them, that's probably the most important thing there, because you can say everybody's going to do something. That's not true. But to create a fire in and do it, that's important. So I commend you on that. Thank you.
And I commend you because on what Director Webb said, I have 3 grandchildren that have autism. And, you know, it hits close to home because they are extremely talented, extremely smart, and they can do so much, but they just need somebody to give them an opportunity. And that's what touches me about your organization, is giving an opportunity where other people won't.
Okay, any more comments? Okay, all in favor? Aye. All opposed? All right, moves 5-0.
Appreciate you guys.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, new business 2, approved master services agreement and 3 statements of work with A.D. Bailey LLP for general accounting, management analyst, and policy and procedure update services. Presenter is General Manager Kim Domingo.
Thank you, Mr. President. Bailey, it was through Bailey's request that we consider a master services agreement. In the past, as you're aware, Bailey's been providing accounting and other finance type services for the last, for over 10 years for the district. And Bailey has gone in the past brought their work authorizations to the board through just a letter agreement or an engagement letter is what they call it. They have requested that we go to a master services agreement, and we reviewed it. district council looked at it. We made some changes and adjustments. They accepted all of our changes and adjustments. And then basically the engagement letters turned into statements of work. So they currently provide three distinct functions, and one is accounting services. Another one is they actually perform management analyst services for us. And so the accounting services are lump sum. They get a fixed amount every month. The management analyst services are on a time and materials basis. And then they have been working on a policies, procedures, and desk procedures services. And what they've done with this effort is to take a look at the administrative code, all of our governing documents, the water and sewer use ordinance, basically our policy and procedure as it relates to human services, human relations,
Resources. We know what you mean.
you know what I mean? So they have been looking at those policies and actually have done what they call the risk and gap analysis, and they provided the results of that. Now phase 2 is actually executing them. The fall phase services and compiling them, getting them to this in a form that can be brought to the board to reauthorize, so we can then implement and keep up to date. I'll just share a little brief story on the challenges we have had as staff with all the changes that have been made to the administrative code via resolution. There, before Sherry and I both got here, and perhaps even before then, the administrative code was not kept. There was not a master document. So anytime a change was made, it was not updated. A master document. So anytime you needed to look up what is the procedure or policy for this particular item, you basically had to start from square one, and then go through every single resolution that might be keyworded up related to that. And there's the risk of, unless you look through every single resolution from the adoption of the policies and procedures, very, very possibly you miss something. But I remember spending, just trying to figure out what we needed to do for example, did we have a policy for mobile home parks, for what that looked like. And I remember spending 2 hours going through, looking through all the resolutions that made the changes. So it was pretty clear between Sherry and I when we first got here that this effort needed to happen. And it took them a year to get through it, to actually get through that effort, and to organize it, to tell us, here's where there's stuff missing, here's where we don't have original copies of the resolution. Anyway, we're trying to clean all that up, so you don't have to worry about that. And whoever ends up sits in our seats after this point, won't have to worry about doing that again. So that was a huge effort. And so one of the statements of work is to do those procedures and to then create the master documents to come back to the board. So I said a lot for this item that's probably non-controversial and could probably, and I would recommend approval, obviously. But I think you needed to be aware of some of the stuff that they've been doing that is above and beyond what you're used to them doing, because they do provide valuable staff. They're a valuable staff and extension, and it's taken me a while to warm up to them.
Yeah.
Actually, probably the warm up to me, but no, it's been a great relationship, and I really respect the work that they do. And you guys chose well, 10 years ago. So anyway, that's all I have.
They dot the I's and cross the T's, huh?
Yes, they do.
And check the grammar.
Yes, they do.
It's good to know that they got their fingers in a lot of places. And especially when they're doing the budget, it's good to sit there and talk with Sadie and knowing now that when discussing going off in all different directions during that budget talk, that she's got a real clear understanding of where the history and the policies and things like that, so if she's not hearing it for the first time, she already knows all about it, and I think we benefit immensely from having them serving this purpose.
Great.
Okay, motion to approve the master services agreement with those three items.
Motion for sorry.
Motion approved by Director Webb.
Second. Director Hernandez.
Okay, second by Director Hernandez. Want to continue this discussion? You have anything, Director Glennon?
I just have one comment on this. Did you say if we're not here? Is that the comment I heard? Did I hear that comment?
You know, I know it's very, I'm assuming that I can speak for our esteemed.
Okay, so I'll speak for the senior group there. When you're released from the location, thank you guys very much. Good looking out for us. Good having them look out for us. And none of this is done by mistake. It's done by design. So thank you guys very much.
Sounds like that fourth outfielder in softball, that rover guy that covers it. Yeah, it's good to have. Okay, all in favor? Aye. All opposed? Okay, 150. Okay, new business 3. Approve bid documents for the administration office generator replacement project and authorize advertisements to bid. Presenter GM Kim Domingo.
Thank you, Mr. President. So this started last year, where we recognized that we have a generator that is nearing the end of its useful life. We looked at replacing it life for life. That was not a satisfactory solution. We the board added this to the capital replacement of that generator to the capital projects budget. We engaged our consultant AECOM to perform the design. They actually came out. They've done. They actually looked at the updated codes and making sure that the design was going to include code upgrades. So we're current on the code, and the item before you today is the design's complete and it's ready to go out to bid. So we're requesting that you approve the bid documents and authorize it to go out. That's the recommendation.
Okay, motion to approve. Motion by Vice President Wood.
Second.
Second by Director Webb. Any discussion?
Do we have a dollar amount on this, yes, sir?
Yes.
Or to not exceed, whatnot?
Well, not to not exceed.
Yeah, I know, but
This is a bid.
Yeah, I know, but.
We have an engineer's estimate.
Yeah, I know that, but I mean, do we have kind of a ballpark on it?
Yeah, let me get that up there. The opinion of estimated construction cost is $391,000.
And that does include a new switch gear.
Yes. It does.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Okay, all in favor? Aye. All opposed? Okay, 5-0. New business 4. Approve task order 2026-2 SEI for inspection services for the sludge removal project. Presenter GM Kim Domingo.
Thank you, Mr. President. This is the this is for inspection services for the consultant that performed the testing, the sludge testing levels at the ponds at the wastewater treatment plant. That project started Monday. They are going to be on site. We're hoping with the board approval, they will be on site tomorrow to start monitoring the adequacy of the sludge. This is a tricky balance here. because we're being charged by the tonnage that is removed off-site. So it would be to a contractor's advantage to scrape up just a little bit more than they absolutely have to, right? Include some dirt. So this is a really key part of this kind of oversight of this project. So that's what they are going to do. They're going to do it on a time and materials basis. The time and materials basis not to include not to exceed 81,000. Recommendation is to.
Okay, motion to approve task order 2026 for inspection services with SEI. Motion by Vice President Wood,
Second.
second by Director Webb. Discussion.
So, my understanding, they are monitoring how much sludge these folks are scooping out, so they're gonna get too deep and get dirt.
Get dirt.
That makes absolute tonnage for us.
Correct.
Okay, part one. And part number two is that, who's hauling them? So, the hauler, that's a separate group we're dealing with, right?
Yeah, so we have a general contractor.
Of the whole project?
There it is. We have a general contractor, and the relationships, there's three really. You have a general contractor, and he's operating the equipment within the ponds to move dirt
Yes.
and sludge. We have two haulers actually that are under contract by the general contractor or by someone else that's one of his subs that is doing the transport.
And they're looking out for us to put the, excuse me, this company here will be looking out to ensure that only sludge is being dug out to get all the weight,
Correct.
so we're not getting
Correct.
excess fees.
Yes.
Okay.
And the other reason why this is important is this is what, so we told the regional board, we had a meeting with the regional board, Lahan, and we said, look, here's how we want to do this. We want to, it's visual. We showed the photographs of the cut down to show the dark layer of the sludge that the residue that's left behind, and then the image was very light underneath it. And we explained to them, to Lon, we want to do a visual confirmation because it's very clear. There's a good delineation, and they agreed. They agreed to, we won't have to test it, for example, do any material type testing. So, and we used SEI, and they were actually part of that call to explain, this is what we did and this is what we observed. And so Lahan was very, very accommodating because they could, tell us to do whatever they decided they were going to do.
They can ask you to go course in.
They could do the whole, and they agreed that that's a good approach, and so they agreed that they would do that. So I want to make sure that we are consistent with what we told them.
Well, we got a second, we got a motion in a second, hopefully we'll have a unanimous vote, and hopefully we can get to nothing but sun tomorrow morning.
Yes.
All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Okay, we move 5-0. New business 5. Approve representatives and provide direction to execute the official ballot for the 2026-2027 California Association of Sanitary Agencies Annual Business Meeting. Presenter is Kim Domingo.
Thank you, Mr. President. I just thought we had time to do this, and so I thought I'd bring this to you guys, and you guys can talk about it. You have a slate of representatives that's on the ballot. You can pick somebody to actually fill the ballot out and send it in. I thought it'd be a really good exercise for you guys to consider this slate and pick someone to execute the ballot. So it could be, last time it was me, it can still be me, but one of you guys can absolutely do it.
So you say me as in what? You a board member? Or a candidate?
You authorized me.
Oh, to be a board member.
No. Board members for CASA, there's a slate of boards.
Okay.
Yes.
So what are we asking, what are you asking us to authorize?
I'm asking you to,
Who's gonna fill out the ballot?
yes, fill out, who's gonna fill out the ballot?
Yeah.
Well, okay, I figure, see, I don't know anybody on there, I'm giving what you do.
Okay, let's get a motion and we'll get some discussion on this. Motion approved.
Motion approved.
Motion by Director Webb,
Second,
second by Vice President Wood. Vice President Wood, you have any comments on this?
I volunteer a general manager to fill out the ballot.
Okay, anything on
That's
the
a
candidates?
difficult for him, but we can have this system.
You guys
My own
get-
system with it.
Anyone get a chance to look at the candidates?
I looked at him briefly, but I don't know any of them, and a couple of them are incumbents, so
Okay.
You know, there's fees that they're gonna also impose. They increase their fee.
3%, I
The
think.
resolution is also part of that balance, so,
Yeah, they're gonna increase by what, 3%?
something like that, yes.
Okay, all in favor? Aye. All opposed? Okay, move 5-0. New business 6, adopt resolution number 2026-11, ordering an election, requesting county elections division to conduct the election, and requesting consolidation of the elections. Presenter GM Kim Domingo.
Thank you, Mr. President. We were notified by Kern County Elections Department that we needed to either update or, well, we needed to update our, we needed to update an authorization of board request to the, to elections for them to place the election of your board on the, not just the county ballot, but also for a specific date, which would be the general election. So this is in response to that, we've gone through the resolution. It's in the form that they want. It has the information they want. We're just asking you to approve, so you guys can get elected. Oh yeah, be on the ballot first.
There you go. Okay, motion approved.
Aye.
Motion by Director Hernandez.
Second.
Second by Director Webb. Any discussion on this? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Moves 5-0. New business 7, approve agreement with Kern County and Roseland Community Service District regarding the Boulevard project,
Roseland Boulevard project.
Roseland
Yes.
Boulevard project.
Thank you.
Presenter is Kim Domingo.
Thank you, Mr. President. And we may have discussed this in another, I didn't have time to go check and see, but I got a call on yesterday, I'm sorry. I got a call yesterday from Kern County, and I had delivered what I thought was the agreement that they needed that was already executed. This is related to raising and lowering our utilities for this project. Okay, the manholes and the valve coverage. And this allows us to utilize their contractor, basically an agreement saying we're gonna reimburse the county for the work that their contractor does. Because it just makes more sense to have a contractor that's working on the job for you. So, the agreement that I signed and turned in, they said that's not the agreement we need, so they overnighted a couple of agreements. I said, hey, we have a board meeting tomorrow night, so they overnighted a couple of agreements and their board has already taken action. So they've already signed it, so they really need it. So, this basically is for a state action you've already taken, but it's to authorize, authorize the president to sign this.
Kern County's getting a little bold here about this late night action on us.
I appreciate the boldness, because it's a pain to have to go out and lower those on your own. I mean, we did that for the other project, and Public Works did that, did at least the lowering work, and it's our staff, that's not what we do, right? I mean, we did it because it was in the crunch, but it's not what we do. So it's appreciated that they're working with us, so we can at least use it.
All right. Motion to approve the agreement with Kern County RCSD regarding Rosamond Boulevard project.
So moved.
Motion by Vice President Wood. Second by Director Hernandez. Any discussion?
Yeah, I just want to make sure that we are supplying the contractor with our approved procedures, so for them to, when they are working on our system, that they do it the way we want it done. I mean, we're paying for it, and to make sure that it's being done the way we specify, so we don't end up with damages to our system.
That is a very good point, and I gotta verify if they're using it. It's basically that's what we need. We need the detail that we need, consistent with what what our standard is. We will follow that. That's very good.
Any other discussion? Okay, all in favor? Aye. All opposed? Moves 5-0. Okay, director's reports, comments, future agenda items. I'll start with you, Director Hernandez.
I just wanted to comment on Jim, what he's doing with his nonprofit organization, not just getting the people that his employees, but helping out the different businesses. Carl's Hardware, Big Iron, he dropped some names, and just won my heart.
Keeps that money in the community.
You could just tell by the way he spoke about being local. It's a good pick.
Good. All right, and also need to talk about moving a couple boxers over in Scouts.
And I did enjoy the Scouts coming over
It was
too,
great.
and then me just having that thought of my good friend that were Scouts with me, just brought me back to a good
Place. A good place and time.
yes.
Brought me back as well.
Thank you, Ben.
Richard Otto's a great guy. I couldn't count how many county trips I've run.
Yeah.
He was a good scout.
So him, just that thought with Richard, and then the gentleman David Hayman.
All right. Okay, Vice President Wood. What's going on in Aqua World?
Well, I've got a couple reports. On July 9th, part of the Aqua Groundwater Committee, we have it's a task force that is part of that committee, and we have been working for several weeks, and we have been doing a lot of discussion, a lot of emails back and forth. But what we're trying to do is come up with a format and an agenda to bring to the new governor, whoever that may be, come November. And one of the things that we were talking about, these are 4 items. I won't go into real detail on them. I'd be happy to bring the detail back at another meeting, but subsidence is one of the things that we are discussing. Groundwater recharge and banking, Sigma implementation, and groundwater quality. And a lot of ideas are exchanging, trying to put in our perspective, and the committee is made up from members of organizations all up and down the state of California. So we're getting perspective from Northern California, Southern California, Central, and it's been very productive. Also on July 16th, another part of my water quality subcommittee, We met for our first meeting in a joint meeting with the agricultural committee. And what we were trying to do is to come up with its redundancy of regulatory issues. And one of the things that I brought up in the discussion is that we'd like to see if we can maybe get all of the regional boards where they can to be operating on the same page. And I gave an example that several years ago when I went to a water reuse conference in San Francisco, that the using Title 22 water for a seawater barrier is common practice up there. But at the same time, when I was working with the sanitation districts, our Long Beach plant, which is a Title 22 plant, the city of Long Beach wanted to use that water for a seawater barrier, and they built a RO plant right next to the Long Beach tertiary plant. And even though they were going to be running the tertiary water through the RO plant, it still took over 5 years to get final approval just to use it for seawater barrier. And I said there's a lot of other instances in this matter to where they do one thing in Northern California, a different thing down in the San Diego area, a different thing in the Central Valley. And I said, I understand that, there are, regions to where there are things that are, singular for that region, that, they have to do things a certain way. But we all agreed that we're going to try to crack that nut if we can to get the regional boards to see if they would be open to where they can to kind of make one size fits all throughout the state. So we're optimistic that we might be able to get some headway. We feel that the climate in California in regards to some of the regulatory issues of being redundant and kind of very restrictive in one region and more liberal in another region, that maybe we can make some headway on this. But we had our first meeting. It was very productive, and look forward to reporting back to you on future meetings as we move forward on this.
All right.
And that's all my report. Thank you.
Good. Director Glennon.
Nothing really to report. I just want to commend Ben for submitting to Sherry's direction. I really appreciate it.
Director Webb.
Yes, sir. One thing that I have is, well, first of all, I have a few things. Mr. Jim, and you tease a lot about this, but everything you've been doing, you've been spot on, building a team to do it. And I know that takes a little bit of effort because you have different opinions and whatever. And sometimes we start thinking back to all the dynamics we worked through, we didn't work through. But the thing with the county agency and all that. Little things get you in trouble, not the big things. Just taking care of the little stuff that you guys have. Sherry, like I said, dynamics are good. You've gone through a lot of things. You just stay focused and get us where we need to be. And we're not going to talk about the system here because he has issues. But we're doing a good job, and I thank you folks for the effort. You're doing a good job because one of the things I'm noticing, I'm feeling a continuity flow. I don't want to use the word smooth because that's when you crash your word. We have some continuity, and thank you guys.
Cohesiveness.
And the one thing I want to do is a public information request. Football season is starting, as all you folks know, I officiate. And we need flag football officials. I'm not asking guys to get on the field with the tackle, but it gets a little aggressive. But we need flag football officials. If anyone's interested, let me know. The game's still about 45 minutes to the 1 o'clock, and this is for the ladies now. The guys play tackle, the ladies play flag up here. But anyway, they're all games in Antelope Valley High Schools here. And it's a fun time to be out there. I'll tell you this, when you try to officiate in high school sports, just remember this. You get older, they get faster. So just keep that in mind. But if anyone's interested, let me know, because I think it'd be a different way for us to get back. That's what I asked you.
All right, thank you. I didn't really have anything in relation to water to talk about, but just want to go back to the scout leaders. It's just my humble opinion that our community is really in need of mentors to help our young youth and point them in the right direction. So I just want to take a moment to commend Assistant GM Stewart for the work that he does with the youth, Director Hernandez for his work that he does with the youth, and Kate Deveray as the Scoutmaster. Like I said, I was a young kid that grew up in a bad neighborhood that didn't have very many choices. And thank goodness the Cub Scouts was one of them. And that took me in a different direction, taught me about working with a group of people as a team, and all those Scoutorama events I couldn't wait to attend. So really appreciate the presentation today and the retiring of the flag. That's all I have. Okay, General Counsel update, Mr. Colmar.
He is not on the call, so no.
Okay, no updates. Okay, General Manager update, Kim Domingo.
Thank you, Mr. President. I only have one item, and that's, we received a letter from SDRMA regarding no paid property liability claims in 2025-2026. I'll read the letter, because it came after your agenda was posted. It says, on behalf of the SDRMA Board of Directors and staff, I'm excited to extend our congratulations to you and your organization for no paid property liability claims during the 2025-2026 program year. A paid claim for the purposes of this recognition represents the first payment on an open claim during the prior program year and excludes property claims. The recognition of this accomplishment, and I'm pleased to inform you that Roseland Community Services District has earned 1 credit incentive point. This well-deserved recognition not only highlights your excellence in risk management, but also rewards your efforts by reducing your annual contribution amount. It is our way of acknowledging the hard work and dedication that went into maintaining a safe and secure environment. Congratulations on this achievement. Please do not hesitate to reach out. So I just wanted to let you know that staff did a great job.
All right.
To not have the colors here, so I wanted to make sure the board knew. That's all I have.
Do we get credit running back or what?
We get 1 point credit, 1 incentive point. I don't know
Out
exactly
of
what that means.
5,000?
No, it's significant.
It's,
There's various things that you can do.
Like-
Attending, I was just stating, there's various things that you could do to earn credit points, which reduces our amount that we pay for premium. And one of the bigger things is attending that spring education day in Sacramento. So you earn multiple credits.
Oh, okay.
It's a significant reduction.
congratulations.
Kind of like getting points back on your Capital One card. All right, thanks, sir. Assistant General Manager update, Ben Stewart.
I'm gonna try to make this quick. It was very surreal tonight to see the scouts here. I originally came to the board because the scouts, one of the board members came to the scout troop to speak to the kids for that merit badge. At the end of the meeting, he asked me, Ben, what are you doing now? I said, well, I work for this neighboring jurisdiction in the sewer department. He says, you should run for the board, you should be part of RCSD, we need the help, we need the support. And so it was kind of surreal for me to see full circle almost 8 years later exactly that this happened. So it was great. I worked with Jesse It's, all the guys actually for over 5-6 years of my boys in the scout troop. So, the other thing I want to talk about is I will be out of the office on August 2nd, which is a Sunday through the Friday, which I don't have that, it's gotta be like the 7th or 8th. So I'll be at the Tri-State Seminar, working on my continuing education to keep my certifications going. And then also, a further reminder to the board, we have the Pacific Steel tour on July 31st. I know Director Wood would not, or Vice President Wood would not be able to attend, but it's July 31st. Well, if you guys would like to be here at 9:30 in the morning, we can carpool over there. We will be the guests of ABEC. They're bringing us along.
Okay.
Let's go. So, that's July 31st. 9:30 here. At 9:30, we can carpool over, or you can use over there at 10 o'clock. Thank you.
All right.
Mr. President, I'm sorry, I forgot to announce also that I'm going to be out of the office August 3rd through August 11th.
Well, I'm gonna be out of the office too.
I'm gonna be out of the office too. No, I'm gonna be in Napa, and I think, I'm not sure who's going, I think 2 others are going.
Yes.
Assistant GM, I don't mean to put you on the spot, but any information on our internship program?
Yes, actually, Diego's doing great. I think he's got 2 or 3 weeks left. He's been rock and roll. I see him every morning. The guy has a smile on his face. He doesn't beat me here, but it's pretty close to it. He's super excited. He's been a valuable asset at the treatment plant. They ask for him all the time. They let the water staff know, like, hey, you guys don't need that. Hey, we use it on here. So I don't want to say great kid, but he's a great guy. He works really hard. He's excited for his future. He has intentions of trying to further his career in water.
Okay.
Mr. President, let me ask something what he just brought up about the intern. At the RMAC meeting, Willow Springs came to the meeting there, and they're doing a real big revitalization out there. They brought up the word intern. They looked to get an intern, and I boldly told them, why don't you contact us here? We just set up a program. But yeah, it's people are starting to look and see the value of homegrown talent. Mm-hmm. And this is Little Springs out here, and they're going to do, if folks are not familiar, they're going to do some things out there. We're helping them do some things out there, and they got a lot going on. But the fact that's something we've already worked on, they're talking about doing something themselves, it kind of makes you feel good, Greg, or Washington, that you thought that you saw that horizon. We're jumping the horizon there, and now it's actually walking and talking. Very good.
Great, great. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we may have had a future GM sitting in that back room as a scout today.
Very possible.
Who knows what the future holds? Okay, good update, thank you. Director of Administration update, Sherry Kim.
Thank you, Mr. President. This month, we've had 86 door hangers delivered to delivered account holders. There were 782 accounts that were charged a late penalty for a total amount collected of $9,022.98. Seems with the summer months that the delinquencies go a little bit as the water bills for.
More door hangers. We're in peak season.
Exactly. We've had a lot of changes, or a lot of changes are coming with staffing. We had one customer service representative that was on leave of absence. She decided to resign. The temporary employee that is filling in applied for the position and was selected for the position. We are actually actively recruiting a 4th customer service representative to help with the workflow. It's just been increasingly more busy, especially with the Metron changeovers and just with the volume of new accounts we're opening. So we're actively interviewing for that. We are still actively interviewing for the Public Works Operator 1 sewer team. We have 1 opening left there. It's one position. And I would also like to announce, I'm very happy to announce that our own Diana Hernandez was selected as the Assistant Director of Administration, effective July 27th.
Wow.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
In-house,
She's a hardworking employee. We also are, actually, we already have it posted today, for the position of, it's an internal post for the finance assistant position that she's taking.
Ready for this meeting?
100%.
Question, are you ready?
I've been dealing with this fee, like I said, folks, to be this much size, that much energy, that
An
package there,
encyclopedia.
nonstop, and she's
She
been
just has a lot of institutional knowledge.
Yeah.
But you know what she has? She's passionate.
Yes.
She is passionate. And if you don't have that proper something signed, she's gonna let you know.
That's Mr. Lex.
And that's the end of my report, unless there are any questions.
Okay, you do see some training down the road, for Ms. V in terms of, holding this capacity. You know, Director Webb talked a little bit about temperament and different things like that. They have training courses to,
100%.
yeah. You know, I had one of the more powerful things that my boss ever told me was that, he said, Greg, if you lead with value and not temperament, you'll sleep at night. And that stuck with me. Because sometimes my temperament, you know, can kind of alter the way you think, but if you're always leading with value. So some of these training courses, I'm really hammered that type of stuff
I
home.
agree.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. 86 door hangers this month, huh? Wow. What did we have last
It's
month?
about average.
Oh.
I think it was maybe almost 100.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay, Public Works update, Mr. Houghton.
John is not here tonight.
Okay.
I'll do my best to answer any questions you may have. You will see that this is, there's quite a larger list, but it's a larger span of time. Since we didn't make it to the meeting last time, we combined it into one, so. There wasn't an influx of leaks or anything like that, we were just 2 meetings there.
I would like to point out, to the board that, our wastewater treatment plant has seen a drop in flow, about 10%. 10% drop in flow. We've installed about 2,000 meters. We're almost at 3,000. So 3,000 out of 5,000, 5,500 customers. And that's not normal this time, it's not normal for this time of year. So, and we don't have any, sewer breaks or noticing any loss of lot or spills or anything like that. So we can only think that the one change that we made is that we put the new registers on the meters, and that this information is now being available to the customers. And you know, you can set the alerts up that if you're using you are using a high amount of water, you get that email, you get that notification. The thought is that it's doing what we hope that it would do, and that would reduce the water use, which will help us meet the new regs, the new indoor water use standard. So I just want to give you an update, but it seems like that is working the way we were hoping it would.
But if we don't want it to work too good, though, come on.
If we've got a 10% reduction in influent flow, have we also have a significant reduction in water use?
Yeah, that's the assumption. As far as pumping, we haven't correlated those yet.
But this is vacation time for a lot of people, so we could have between vacation and efficiency, it could be all in the middle.
Absolutely could be. The other thing, Vice President Wood, is that in the summertime you have a lot more outdoor water use. So what we're seeing is definitely seeing a reduction in indoor water use.
Yeah. Yeah, it's something that
One of them.
I'll be happy when we get the CCTV that we're watching the water, then we'll also know that there's not an issue there that Jesus Christ.
Anyway, I thought you'd be interested in knowing that update.
Great, thank you.
You have anything?
Just in case somebody asks, the next phase of Metron starts next week. So we do roughly 5 to 550 every month. The next phase will be this track over here, and then following the track up behind the district office over towards the church. That's the next phase of that. We probably have about 2 more phases on the west side of the freeway, and then we'll move over to the east side.
All right. Great. You have anything, Director Glenna?
No, sir.
I have two comments, one question. The first picture, is that the assistant general manager in that picture?
No.
The picture to the left?
No.
Okay.
Sure or not?
It resembles, okay. I thought you were doing hands-on.
One holding the pocketbook.
Yeah.
No, luckily, no. That is not.
Okay, I was wondering.
That's Doggo, that's.
Yeah. Okay, secondly, I know it's just social media, but boy, did we receive an outstanding compliment on something. Would you like to touch on that, Assistant GM?
Yes, let me pull it up so I don't paraphrase what was said. It's nice to see social media not be negative. And,
Yeah, because it's more.
It's rare.
Yeah.
It's rare.
Without naming names, so somebody on the Island Roseman posted this. RCSD needs to be commended for their swift response to a broken water pipe in my backyard, my neighbor's backyard. I called them to report a busted pipe in my neighbor's backyard, and they responded within 10 minutes. Great job, thank you. Within 16 minutes, somebody replied to that post. They just fixed a leak on our street and gave my 2-year-old a sticker. They are fast at responding and friendly and courteous of everyone and their property. They were fixing the broken pipe in the street, and they were so careful to maneuver around my car. I moved my car so they didn't have to keep avoiding it, and they were so kind with their appreciation.
All right. Great. And I've also heard those type of comments about paying our water bill at the front desk. So as Director Webb says, just my opinion, you guys are stepping to the plate, hitting home runs. Really appreciate it. Okay, anything else? Any other comments? Okay, we will adjourn at 7:14 p.m. All right, I made it a little long,
You like these at counter, dude.
I know.
See, that's all the aggression coming out.
Hey, you know, you're sounding like the future second district supervisor. You sure are. You need a good campaign manager. Right over there on Summer Breeze.
We're package, it's all like that, we do, it's a package.
Yeah.
Like I said, hey, I'll go if you go. I'll go if
Good
you go.
stuff, man. Good stuff. That's where they move. No, we move in a different direction. Exactly. Exactly. Good stuff. Mr. Woods, you'll be safe out there in Texas, man. That weather will change in no time, and you'll be caught up in a flood.
Oh, gosh.
Carby, going down the street, and you don't even have your foot on the gas.
Well, that's why I told my son, I said, Matt, our porch dog is hill country, and I said, nah, you don't want to go there, not in this time of year. It's 100 miles further. Don't come out here, say, and then go up to 30 miles. And that's where we're gonna go. We're traveling with our 2 grandkids. He's hoping he's gonna get 8 hours a day driving. I don't know. Our grandson stacks the in the
Road trips are fun, man.
And I said, well, you know what? We have got to stop this camera. We go down to 10
Actually, I think you drove by it. Yeah, you see, we drove by when we went out on the IT show, right? We had a lot of workouts, actually got was on. And it could be a couple of Mars.
kind of important since you were there. You can't make it Wednesday, huh?
No, I can't.
How about Tuesday?
You should call me Tuesday morning.
Can he call in?
No,
You can call, or it's up to you, you just kind of just,
it's all this.
I mean, you can call in and listen.
Yeah.
If you want to, or.
Well, I might call in and listen to the road myself.
It's okay if I share it with you.
So later on,
Board meeting, earlier this month.
Yes.
So how many can I spend that? I got 7:22 board meeting, 7:15 water, 7:09 on.
Just a direct meeting.
7:16 on.
You have a board meeting, the first board meeting.
That's everything.
well, I don't know, so, make sure with the boss.
You know what?